740 loader, John Deere 4440, 7720 combine, 6-row corn head, 216 and 220 flex head trailers, AGCO 4455 spray coupe, 60-foot, Kids 3000 planter, 99 Jeep Wrangler, Chevy K20 diesel, GMC grain truck, Yamaha 4-wheeler, tools, hunting, fishing, list pictures, stateauction.com, Pilgrim Farm Auction, Saturday morning, November 14th, Cottonwood Falls.
Stay connected with the news you need from 580 WIBW Topeka, WIBWNewsNow.com, and FM News 104.9.
Welcome back to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW and FM News 104.9. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you. Our technical director for video tonight is Marco Marquez, and our producer-engineer back at the Alpha Media Studios in Topeka is AJ Calvin. We've got a great game coming up for you tonight. We're just a couple moments away from kickoff here in Osage City, as the Osage City Indians at 9-1 on the season, gearing up to take on the 7-2 Nemaha Central Thunder. Greg, let's start off with some keys here when Osage City is on offense and Nemaha Central is on defense. What's going to be the key matchup to watch in this game?
I think getting off to a good start offensively, starts with Landon Boss, but you get running back Brody Luttrell and Reed Crawford start to get them going. Who has the better mix of pass and run together? Run and pass together, I guess. Establish a run to open up that pass where both teams aren't trying to play 7-8 in the box to be able to do that, be able to spread them out. I think that's going to be key early on in this game.
Let's switch sides then. When Nemaha Central gets on the offensive side of the ball and you have the Osage City defense out there, and by the way, we should also add this, Greg, these two defenses are not just, it's the second unit. No, these groups are allowing 11 points and 10 points per game on the year. So when you go out there with the Nemaha Central offense led by junior quarterback Zach Kramer, what are they going to have to look for from this Osage City defense?
Well, Warren Seitz freely admits it's Zach Kramer. He is the primary ball carrier. He's the primary thrower. But I think, can somebody else help take that slack away, take some of that duty away as far as being able to be successful? Do you want to throw it on Kramer's shoulders? You could, but if you can get somebody else there, it lessens a little pressure off of him as well. And as always in a playoff game, turnovers are going to be big. Who converts turnovers into points? Who turns over the ball less? And I'll give you one more factor. I don't think it's going to happen. We hope it doesn't happen, but it's Friday the 13th. You never know.
Things could get spooky.
You never know. It's foggy. We've had some fog roll in, so it's not eerie, but it is Friday the 13th.
We will take a quick 10-second break for one more station identification. Be right back after this. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week.
Stay connected with the news you need from 580 WIBW Topeka, WIBWNewsNow.com, and FM News 104.9.
Welcome back to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi here with you as we get ready for opening kickoff between Osage City and Nemaha Central. Osage City will be kicking things away, kicking toward the north end zone. That's right to left as you listen. Nemaha Central will be possessing the ball first, going from left to right. Kicking away for the Indians will be Gunnar Fort, the former starting quarterback for the Indians, who due to injury was replaced at one point last season. And because of that, gave the opportunity to then freshman Landon Boss, but the sophomore has been stellar since taking over the job, and we'll have to wait to see him. So we will instead see the Nemaha Central offense first, led by Zach Kramer, who we have talked about plenty in this pregame show. We'll get some more on him coming up as soon as we are underway. Fort has the ball teed up right on the X at the 40-yard line. Nemaha Central ready to return with two men deep. The right hand is up. The kick is away, and we are underway with a short little dinky squib kick. And the ball is batted around on the first kick of the game. And now we've got to scramble for it. We've got players on both sides pointing either way, and it will belong to Nemaha Central. That was a sneaky kick right there by Fort and the Osage City Indians, but it does not pay off. Nemaha Central is able to take over and will start with the ball at their own 40-yard line. That is a bold decision early on, Greg.
Yeah, and it bounced off of one of the Nemaha Central players' legs, so it was kind of free there for a little bit, but Nemaha Central now with really good field position to start this game.
They will come out spreading things out. Wing left, one receiver to the wide side left, two receivers right. The quarterback, Zach Kramer, in the gun. Now he gets motion from one man, takes a high snap, fakes a handoff, and will throw it over the middle on first down. Throws high for his intended target, incomplete. That was Tyler Garrity, the future Kansas Jayhawk baseball player, not able to haul it in, and it falls incomplete. Along with Garrity in the starting offensive skill group for the Thunder, that includes wide receiver Landon Baker, the A-back Gage Palick, B-back Sam McWilliams, as well as tight end Blake Stahlbomber up front. Evan Smits, Holden Bass, Caleb Reitz, Cameron Lewis, and Nathan Dieters. That is your offensive line for the Thunders. They come out with a second down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Once again, motion comes on second down. This time it is a keeper for the quarterback, and he is spun down for minimal gain. Zach Kramer is able to turn over one defender, but is not able to get much beyond the original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple inches, if that. In fact, they'll mark him right at the 40. So third down and 10 coming up for the Nemaha Central offense.
Yeah, they tried to get the block, but Wyatt Luttrell, the defensive tackle, got off of his block and stopped, or at least got penetration, was able to get his arms on Kramer.
Three wide receivers wide side left on third down and 10. Little swing pass to the left side, completes it. It's McWilliams, and McWilliams has nowhere to go. A flag flies in from about 20 yards down the field, and it lands at the 42-yard line. So the play on the little swing pass to McWilliams goes for approximately nothing of value. We'll see what the flag is. It is a block in the back call against the Nemaha Central offense.
Yeah, they're going to decline it. because they got 0 on that pass play.
So 3 plays for Nemaha Central to start off this game. An incomplete pass high over the middle, a run for 0, and a pass for 0. So the Osage City offense, or defense, pardon me, has a good start to the game, but no punting group out there for Nemaha Central. Instead, they come out with a 2x2 set on 4th down and 10 at their own 40. There is a man deep, and it will be a quick kick. Smart play by Osage City to keep a man deep. It's Gunnar Fort. Lets the ball bounce inside the 25 and will roll to a stop before being touched by Garrity down at the 23-yard line. 10:56 to go here in the first quarter. No score. First possession of the game coming up for Osage City after what was a phenomenal defensive stop to start the game, Greg.
Yeah, it was, and coming off that onside or short kick attempt, I won't call it onside kick attempt, where they had decent field position. Yeah, to get it go 3 and out, that's a great way to start this game.
It's just over a minute gone to start off this game. Landon Voss, the quarterback into the game, the sophomore with 1,400 plus passing yards on the season, has been a viable runner as well as 3 wide receivers right on first down. Angles a drop back in that direction, throws wide side, completes the pass on first down. Now a stutter step and a nice move by Tyler Sage, last year a second team all Flint Hills selection. And he's able to dance up ahead to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 6, and 2nd down and 4 coming up after the short gain.
Yeah, short gain, good start, though. They gave Sage plenty of room. They're going to give him that all night. They can attack that on that short side.
Osage City quickly back on the line, 3 wide receivers tight to the short right side. It's a sweep handoff going to the outside right, Brody Littrell, and Littrell gets up near the line to gain. In fact, with the extension, he will get to the 35-yard line on the far right sideline. That's enough for a first down pickup of 5 on 2nd down and 4. First down Indians.
Yeah, Littrell, nice job swinging over that right side towards that short side of the field once again. Got the first down. Good start for this Osage City offense.
And they come out with 3 wide receivers stacked up on the far side. That's the short side of the field as the Indians move from right to left. Snap comes to Voss. He's looking left the whole way. This time that's the wide side of the field. He's loading up, going deep for Gunnar Fort down the left numbers, but it's a little too far, incomplete. Overcooked the pass a little bit. An aggressive start for Osage City's offense, but that pass goes begging. Let's get to the other offensive starters for the Indians tonight, along with Tyler Sage, who already has a catch in this game, and Brody Littrell, the running back. Gunnar Fort, Nick Bailey, and Garrett Fager, your starting outside threats. Dane Whalen, Wyatt Littrell, Mason Gibson, Riley Patterson, and Ethan Green are the starting offensive line. Now on a 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Once again, 3 receivers short side right, 1 receiver to the left. Snap to Voss. Voss with the inside give to Littrell. Littrell just powering through a small hole, but it looked like a big one as he carries the ball. It's a pickup of 6 yards up to the 41-yard line. A 3rd down and not quite short, but certainly manageable now for the Indians. 9:45 to go in the first.
Yeah, going over that left side of the line. Big hole early on. Whalen, the left tackle. Littrell, Wyatt Littrell, the left guard.
5th play of the drive coming up. 3 wide receivers to the near side left. That's the wide side of the field now. Voss, back to pass on 3rd down. Throws it over the middle. Has a target wide open, but Nick Bailey's not able to haul it in. Caught him right in the forearms, but he wasn't able to corral the pass, and it's now 4th down and 4 for Osage City on the Indians' first possession of the game, and they send out the special teams.
You know, Bailey, boy, he was wide open. He had to turn, though, and switched over and didn't get his hands in the proper position. And you're exactly right, Brendan. That bounced off of his forearm because he was just as he was turning. That's when the football came, and it fell harmlessly incomplete.
Osage City will punt this one away. It's Garrity deep to return. 9:25 to go in the first quarter. High snap, gets it to the punter. The kick is up. It is a short kick by Reed Crawford.
Roughed the kicker.
And he took a blow at the end of the play. It takes an Osage City bounce as well, but the Indians won't need to worry about that field position because they're going to get a free 15 yards. And you're right, Greg, pointing it out. Not the running into. This is the roughing penalty.
Yeah, they came straight at him, and therein lies the problem, Brendan. If you don't get the block, that's what happens is of that fact that you're going to sit there, you're going for the block, all your momentum's going that way. If you don't get it, chances are you're going to run into him. That's going to be the personal foul type of roughing the kicker.
A rare mistake by Nemaha Central. We talked about the pedigree of the 2 coaches in today's game. You don't see those kind of mistakes too often from these 2 teams, but it benefits Osage City. And now the Indians have a 1st down and 10 from the Nemaha Central 45-yard line, moving from right to left. 9:16 to go in the opening quarter. Voss in the gun. It's quarterback power. Angles off to the left. Stutter step. Breaks a tackle and is able to fight ahead. A good gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. They will give 6 to the quarterback Voss.
Yeah, nice run. Once again, you can see they like that left side of the line. Whalen, 200-pound senior tackle. Wyatt Littrell, 260-pound freshman left guard.
3 wide receivers on the left side of the field. 1 wide receiver isolated right on second down. It's a sweep handoff going to the left by Littrell, and Littrell is wrangled out of bounds.
Yep, and they're gonna get a penalty block in the back, and that's gonna go against Osage City. Tyler Sage, when you're trying to get that defensive back coming back, and boy, even if it's on the side, they're still going to call that. Not a good penalty here for Osage City.
So the Indians, after having the ball at the 39-yard line following the 6-yard run on first down and the loss of yardage on the carry, they will end up getting backed up across the midfield stripe back to the 48-yard line. That's a deep penalty. Call that a loss of 13.
Yep. Happened behind the line of scrimmage.
So they come out, spreading the whole offense. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left on second down and forever. Landon Boss will keep it. Delayed quarterback draw, angles to the left, crosses midfield, gets past the 45 on the near sideline, lowers his shoulder to create contact, and gets out of bounds inside the 40. Landon Boss putting the shoulder down and making a nice run. He's able to take the ball back past where it was on the prior play. Ball now laying to rest at the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 15 for the quarterback.
That was a nice run, and you can see he's got a little attitude behind him there, trying to dish out punishment as well.
3rd down and 3 for Osage City. 8:13 to go in the first quarter. No score in this game. All 5 receivers spread out across the formation on 3rd and short. Nemaha Central showing man defense. Jet motion comes. Boss fakes the toss. He's going to keep it. Spins off a defender. Tries angling to the right. But here comes a group of Nemaha Central Thunder players. And they're able to snow Boss under for a loss of yardage back to the 39-yard line. A loss of 2 on 3rd down. Now an interesting 4th down decision coming.
Gage Pollock was the one who got the stop. Well, he got the first hit, let me put it that way, but that allowed that time for the rest of the defenders to come up and gang tackle him for the loss.
4th down, Boss goes under center. 2x2 receiver set. Standing underneath. Looked like he was trying to draw off Nemaha Central. Now he'll back up. Littrell comes in motion. Fake snap, and Littrell will park it on the far right sideline, and Osage City will call a timeout. We'll take it with them. 7:27 to go. Scoreless game in the first between Osage City and Nemaha Central. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket can. You can save hundreds.
Welcome back to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. It's 4th down and a medium distance for Osage City. They go 4 wide receivers to the wide side left. Landon Boss, the quarterback, now has to scramble on 4th down. Gets hit as he throws. He's intercepted. Ball gets popped up, and he's picked off by the middle linebacker, Blake Stahlbaumer. Stahlbaumer's first interception of the year, and on 4th down, the Indians turn the ball over. Great pressure from the right side of the formation causes the floater and the pick, and the Thunder take over. Still no score. 7:19 left in the first.
Yeah, that was that backside pressure. He was rolling to the left. That ball came from, or the pressure came from that backside, and he was hit just as he threw, which caused the ball to wobble around and got the interception for Nemaha Central.
So the Thunder take over. 7:19 on the clock in the opening period. Ball at their own 46-yard line. Zach Kramer in the gun. Garrity comes in motion, and he's going to take the ball, angling off to the left, turns it upfield at the line of scrimmage, carries some defenders with him on the far left sideline, and reaches a couple inches beyond the midfield stripe. So that's a pickup of 4 yards on the sweep handoff to the receiver Garrity, up to 144 rushing yards on the season.
Yeah, he tried to string it out. Osage City tried to string him out instead of running, turning, and being able to get some momentum, turning him sideline to sideline, but he's still able to get 4.
Just over 5 minutes gone in this scoreless game. Nemaha Central with its second offensive possession. 1 wide receiver to the short side left, 2 in a wing to the right. Snap to Kramer. Kramer will hand it off again. Sam McWilliams bounces out to the right side. He's got a big hole. Running all the way. It's actually Gage Palick, and no one is going to catch him until he's inside the 5-yard line. Gage Palick, the A-back, comes on the sweep left, right, and to the middle, and he's got a huge gain from midfield all the way down to the 4-yard line. A pickup of 46 yards. First down and goal, Nemaha Central.
Well, that was just Palick just really running away from that first couple of lines of defenders for for Osage City. And he was able to get it down. They were able to catch him, but now it's first and goal for Nemaha Central.
With 6:15 to go in the first quarter. First points of the game being threatened by the Thunder. 2x2 receiver set, now motion comes. It's a fake handoff, running with it. Kramer gets met near the goal line, pushing ahead, and he's into the paint. Touchdown, Nemaha Central. And after the interception, turning around the 46-yard run, and the Thunder are on the board first, up 6-0, 6:01 to go in the first.
Nothing fancy about that, Brendan. Quarterback power, and boy, you see the power of Zach Kramer as he takes it in from 4 yards out, and probably that last yard and a half, just doing it, pushing the pile towards the goal line for the touchdown.
Kramer now on to attempt the extra point as well to make it a 7-point game. Lefty kicker approaches slowly, puts his toe into it, and it is good. 6:01 to go in the opening quarter, and it is 7-0. Nemaha Central with the lead. We'll take a break here on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Class, instead of history, let's talk about your future. For many of you...
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you in Osage City. The Nemaha Central Thunder with a 7-0 lead over Osage City in 2A sectional action. The Thunder able to score in a 3-play drive. was 3rd and 8. It is now a 4th down and long and a punting predicament for the Indians.
Yeah, now watch. They went for the block the last time, so Osage City better be on their toes. Looks like they got 10 on the line of scrimmage.
Garrity back deep to return. Nemaha Central does not bring nearly as much heat, and it's a shank of a kick off the side of the foot, and it bounces out of bounds near the 30-yard line, officially marked out at the 29.
You have to wonder if he slipped.
That might be the case, and Greg, you noted it right before the game. It is getting foggy here just south of the capital city, and that could play a factor, a little moisture in the air tonight. And after that punt, it ends up being Nemaha Central ball for the 3rd time in this first quarter. 3:14 on the clock. Thunder with the lead. 7-0. First down and 10. Ball on the near side right hash as the Thunder move from left to right. Snap to Zach Kramer. Takes a 3-step drop. Throws over the middle. Throws a little bit high, but he completes it. No, almost. Gage Palick had the ball in his hands, but then over the top, some pressure from one of the defenders. It was Reed Crawford, the free safety. Lodges it loose. Palick may have heard some footsteps as he turned around with the ball, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He heard the footsteps or heard someone coming and tried to come down with it, or he came down with it, but then just couldn't control it, and it falls incomplete.
So a 2nd down and 10 now for the Indians, or for the Thunder, pardon me. Indians are on defense, having not scored yet in this game. Nemaha Central with a 7-0 lead on its 3rd possession of this opening period. A receiver and a wing left, 2 receivers right, and one comes in motion, but there comes pressure from Osage City, and it results in a sack! A massive defensive play by Osage City. A sack from the inside linebacker, Brody Littrell, in all Flint Hills honorable mention a season ago, and he comes up with the biggest defensive play yet for Osage City. It's a big loss, and now 3rd down and forever for Nemaha Central.
Boy, they absolutely blew up that RPO. Kramer was going to look at handing off, but he pulled it back at the last second. But that Osage City defender was right there just to absolutely blow up that play.
It's a loss of 9, 3rd down and 19 to go. Line to gains the 39. Swing pass to the outside. It's completed, and some magic needed to get the first down, and they won't get nearly enough of it. Gage Palick catches the swing pass to the right side, and he's only able to gain a few yards. So with a 4th down and a long way to go, Nemaha Central will have to punt, still holding on to a 7-point lead with just over 2 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, Warren Sides played safety on our safety as far as the pass was concerned, just to see if they could generate the yardage. Not able to, and Osage City able to hold on downs.
Getting ready to send away the 2nd punt of the game, as there are 2 men back now, Fager and Fort, to return this kick for Osage City. High spinning, side-winding kick. Gets caught up in the wind a little bit. Bounces at the 49-yard line. It will just die right there. Maybe 1 more yard on the bounce. Nemaha Central is able to put Osage City back on its own half of the field, but still quality field position for the Indians at their own 48-yard line. About a 48.5-yard line to be exact, with it 1st down and 10, trailing by 7.
Quick update on some scores at Lawrence High tonight. First quarter, Lawrence High and Derby tied at 6. Al Simpler Stadium, Junction City 7, Wichita East nothing, Andale 14, Riley County nothing. That game also in the first quarter.
Minute 34 to go in the first. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Landon Boss, 5-step drop, looking deep down the right sideline. He wants it all. One-on-one coverage deep, and it is broken up at the very last second down near the goal line. Launching that one deep down the field, trying to test the secondary for Nemaha Central. Boss with a nice tight spiral all the way, looking for Garrett Fager, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah. I think a good call, especially on 1st down. If you want to throw it deep, 1st down would be the down to do it on.
And after running a long way down the field, Garrett Fager will check out for a breather. 3 wide receiver stacked to the right side of the formation. Ball centered between the hashes on 2nd and 10. Jet motion comes, and it's a sweeping handoff and a minimal gain for Nick Bailey. In fact, Bailey is going to lose a yard. Back to about the 47-yard line with 1:14 left on the clock here in this opening period. And now another 3rd down and long for Osage City, still looking for its first points of the game.
Yeah, here's the problem with that. Boy, you got to have good blocks by your wide receivers. Didn't get one, they lose yardage.
Position players all flexed out, 5 receivers in the formation. Landon Boss, 1-step drop. Rolls to the right, throws to the right sideline, completes a pass just near the sticks. He's able to hit Tyler Sage on the far right sideline, and that's enough for a first down for Osage City into Nemaha Central territory.
Boy, that was a beautiful play. Good job by Boss to string out the play, and I think that's the big thing, as both completions have gone to Tyler Sage today.
That's a pickup of 16 yards on the pass play to the far right sideline, and the Indians are in business inside the Nemaha Central 40. 50 seconds on the clock, with the clock stopped because Sage went out of bounds. Motion comes, and it's a quarterback run once again. The keeper, and Boss has nowhere to go. Tries spinning around a defender, but it's all for naught as he gets snowed under near the line of scrimmage. Maybe about a yard, maybe back to the line. So it's a short pickup. Officially, they'll give him 2. That looks about a long 1 from our vantage point. So call it a second down and 9 for the Indians. 22 seconds on the clock. Boss, no drop. Throws it to the outside and just behind his target on the far right sideline, looking for Fager again. Boss didn't even really take a full drop back, Greg. He just kind of hopped back through it, but it was a little behind his target. Now it's third down and long once again.
You know, he's got a gun there, and he threw it behind his receiver. Boy, that's hard to be able to do. Just coming out of your pattern that quick, and it's right there. Now, normally you'd like to see that, but it's got to be in the right position, too.
Once again, 5 wide receivers in the formation on third down and long. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Boss in the gun. Barks out his signals, takes a high snap. Looking left this time, throws it underneath. He's able to complete the pass. Gunner Fort's got it. Fort spins through a tackle and is able to pick up enough yardage to get to the first down and more. Excellent play to Gunner Fort. He gets to the 24-yard line. That's enough for about 11 yards and a first down for Osage City.
Yeah, just had it right into the pattern, and it looks like they're going to go towards the second quarter.
Final seconds tick off here in the first. Nemaha Central with a 7-0 lead, but the Osage City Indians are threatening inside the Nemaha Central 25-yard line. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
I get a lot of questions about, can you treat backs? Yes.
Dr. Andrew Pope of Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center discusses the first steps toward living a pain-free life with stem cell therapy from KRMC.
Probably a third of our patients right now are what you would call chronic back pain patients. Now, the pain may be there for a variety of reasons, and that's why with our back patients, we do require MRIs so I can fully evaluate their spine and determine at what level or what.
Consultation. Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center in Manhattan and Kansas City. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Welcome back to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW and FM News 104.9. Brendan Dorzinski and Greg Akagi with you in the booth in Osage City. The Osage City Indians 9-1 on the year, trailing 7-0 against Nemaha Central as we start the second, but the Indians are threatening with a 1st and 10 at the Nemaha Central 24-yard line. But before the first play of the second quarter, we've got a flag and an offsides penalty into the neutral zone by the Thunder. That is already a handful of penalties, Greg, against Nemaha Central.
By the way, I think more than likely the winner of this game will take on Rossville at halftime. Rossville 56, Pittsburgh Colgan nothing.
That will trigger a running clock for the rest of that game. Now, Rossville will take on the winner here unless we see a cataclysmic demolition of that team in the second half of that game with a running clock. Now 1st down and 5 for Osage City at the 19. Landon Boss looks right, starts to run at the middle. Now he pulls back, thinks about passing. He'll keep running. He gets out to the numbers inside the 10-yard line before he is finally thrown down to the ground. Landon Boss with a tremendous run. The defensive end, Nathan Dieters, finally able to take him to the ground, but not before Boss takes the ball inside the 10-yard line and down to the 6. A gain of 13, and it is 1st down and goal for the Indians.
You know, his awareness of finding the holes, finding it, and feeling it around there, oh, he's got an outstanding talent and a sophomore quarterback.
Indians race back to the line. It's a low snap. Boss has to pick it up. He'll decide to keep it himself, runs up the middle, and will gain little yardage. up to the 5-yard line, a gain of about 1.5 yards for Boss. Made the best of a tough situation.
Yeah, that ball basically just trickled out. Boy, he's had a couple of snaps where they've kind of floated up there. That one didn't even float. That one bounced. And a smart job by Boss just to pick it up and try to get whatever he could.
Sugar huddle this time by the Indians with just about a minute gone in the second quarter. One wide receiver spread way out to the wide side left, one receiver right as well. Boss takes it, spins around, handoff going inside the middle. Reed Crawford looking for a hole, and he's not going to find one. Bottled up after a short gain up to the 3-yard line. Another gain of just over 1 yard. 3rd down and goal now for the Indians, trailing Nemaha Central 7-0 in this battle of 2A Titans in the year 2020.
This may be more RPO here. Let Boss do something with the football.
Crawford in the backfield to the right of Boss. 2 receivers left. Boss will take it. Pass play. Looking left. Now rolling in that direction. Getting toward the number. Now he stops on the numbers. Has to reverse course back to the right. Throws it all the way to the right corner of the end zone. And it's just out of the reach of his wide receiver in the back right corner. An unbelievably heady play by the quarterback, Landon Boss. He had Nick Bailey open all the way across the field, but he overcooked the pass just slightly, and it falls incomplete. 4th down and goal now for Osage City.
Yeah, his original receiver actually fell down in the end zone, which then basically took that play and kind of scrambled it up. He did what he could and almost had the touchdown.
Osage City calls a timeout to discuss this 4th and goal play. We will take a 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
I get it.
To find out more.
Insured by NCUA.
We're back on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you. 4th down and goal for the Osage City Indians, trailing Nemaha Central 7-0. 3rd possession of the first half for the Indians. They've got 3 first downs on the drive, and they come out in the gun. A bunch of receivers to the left side of the line. The quarterback Boss in the gun. Fakes a handoff to Crawford. Starts to stutter step right. Now throws it low. He's intercepted in the front of the end zone. Heading the other way. Nemaha Central with the interception. It's Dalton Herder. And Herder is just barely bumped out of bounds at the Osage City 35-yard line. And Greg, that might have been a case of a quarterback trying to do just a little too much on 4th and goal.
Yeah, he didn't see Herder. I don't know how he didn't see Herder, but he didn't. He tried to thread it in there. But, boy, Herder just stepped right in front of there and was able to get the interception. And, boy, he was right on the sideline. If he saw where he was, that could have been broken for a big one for 6. But, nonetheless, 2nd turnover of the night.
10:05 to go in the first half as Dalton Herder records his first interception of the season. And he sets up the Thunder at the 35-yard line, 65 yards from the goal line. Ball on the near side left hash, moving from right to left across your radio dial. 3 wide receivers come out on the wide side right on 1st down. Zach Kramer in the guns, takes a step ahead, hands it off up the middle, and a big gaping hole on the 1st down carry for Sam McWilliams. The B-back sprints ahead and gets all the way up to the 44-yard line of Osage City. That's a big guy who's able to pick up big yardage in a flash. That is a gain of 21 yards on the inside give. 1st down, Nemaha Central.
Reitz, Lewis, Bass, the interior 3 of that offensive line, a huge gaping hole for McWilliams to sprint through for that big 21-yard gain.
2nd longest offensive play of the game for Nemaha Central, already up 7-0. Once again, a 1st down and 10. Another give to McWilliams, and McWilliams will just trudge ahead, working his way through the muck, and he gets up to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up for Nemaha Central. And Greg, so far, this Nemaha Central offense has been at its best when it's working the ground game.
Yeah, working the ground game. They had 47 yards in the first quarter, and of course 46 of that courtesy of Gage Palick.
Just about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. 2 wide receivers right, 2 to the left. McWilliams in the backfield to the left of the quarterback, Kramer. High snap, but Kramer's able to control it. Quarterback run, angling to the left. First couple of defensive linemen not able to bring the quarterback down, but eventually Kramer is tackled inside the 40-yard line at about the 38. A gain of 2 more off left end, and now a 3rd down and 4 situation for the Thunder. We've already picked up 1 first down on this drive. 4th play of the possession coming up.
End of the first quarter, by the way. Perry-Lecompton 8, Prairie View nothing in a 3A playoff game.
It's a fun matchup there in Class 3A in Perry tonight. Now a 3rd down for Nemaha Central. Jet motion from Garrity. He takes the sweep, running right, but he's met in the backfield and thrown down for a huge loss, but with Laundry on the play.
I think they're going to get a face mask. Oh, man, that's a big, that's a big mistake right there on a tackle for loss.
That is a tough break there for Osage City, and indeed it is a penalty against the Indians. That would have been a humongous
7-yard loss. Now it's a first down.
So the flag came to rest at the 45-yard line before the face mask, and after the officials mark off all the yardage, it will be first down and 10 for Nemaha Central, nose of the ball at the Osage City 30.
You know, and especially for a defender, you got a chance to do that. How many times have we seen that? I don't care if it's high school, college, or pro. They reach up high, and normally what do they get? A piece of that face mask.
First down and 10 for the Thunder. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Bunch of receivers to the short side right of the formation now. Jet motion comes from Garrity. He switches from right to left. Kramer still waits in the gun, has to jump up for the snap. Pressure comes up the middle, wants to throw deep, has to evade instead, runs up the middle. The ball pops out late. It was pulled out by Wyatt Littrell. Osage City says they have it. Indians come up with the ball, and the Indians take over possession.
Wow.
It's Tyler Sage who comes away with the ball, but it was Wyatt Littrell who forced it out from behind to the quarterback, Zach Kramer, and the Indians take over, trailing 7-0, 7:45 to go until the break.
Wyatt Littrell, the freshman. Yeah, that's right, the freshman get it, and unfortunately, he is out of the game. I don't know if he's just winded, but he's on one knee on the sideline.
Excellent play by the defense that time. Indians will take over at their own 25-yard line. 7:45 on the clock in the second. Landon Boss, the quarterback, in the gun, spins around, hands it off, inside give. Brody Littrell breaks through a hole right up the middle, passes the 40-yard line before eventually being met by a caravan of defenders from Nemaha Central, but not before a big pickup of 16 yards and a first down.
Boy, he shot out on that west side, and all of a sudden, he's into the second level. Boy, Littrell not very big, but a lot of speed and able to get a big gain there. That's a nice way to turn that around and get that momentum back.
7th first down picked up in this first half by the Osage City offense. Still looking for its first score of the game against a Nemaha Central defense allowing just 11 points per game on the season and just 8 during their 6-game win streak. 2 receivers go to the left. That's the short side of the field on first down and 10. Landon Boss, the quarterback, keeps it all the way, heads off to the left side looking for the sideline. He's going to end up losing a yard on the carry. Great pursuit that time by the right side of the defense. Gavin Gudenkoff leading the charge of a couple of Thunder players. Loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up for the Indians.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Boss has been an effective runner this season. Entered the game with 81 carries for 931 yards and 11 scores on the season. He's been a busy man carrying it so far in this game. 2nd down and 11 now for the Indians. 3 receivers to the right side of the formation, and Boss is looking that way. Now he rolls to the right side, looking down the field the whole way. He'll decide to tuck and run instead. Gets up near the 45-yard line where he is sandwiched by a pair of defenders, including Gudenkoff. He was there with Palick, and it's a gain of about 5 yards up to the 45. So call it 6 yards in the end on the carry by the quarterback, Boss.
Couple of updated scores. First quarter, Derby 19, Lawrence High 6, Miege 14, Tonganoxie 7. Second quarter, Perry-Lecompton 16, Prairie View 6.
3 wide receivers to the left side of the formation, 1 to the right, a running back in as well on 3rd and 5. Pressure comes up the middle. Boss has to evade back to the left. Throws near the sideline, high and incomplete. A lot of pressure coming right up the middle, and Boss takes a shot. It was Holden Bass, who has been a busy man in this game so far, who laid the wood on the quarterback. And it ends up in an incompletion and a punting situation for Osage City, so the Indians not able to take advantage of the takeaway.
Yeah, the running back for Osage City picked up the blitz because they sent a linebacker, but that left Holden Bass wide open to get a good shot.
4th down and 5:56 to go in the first half as Garrity waits deep for the punt. Nemaha Central brings some pressure from the right, but the kick is away high, end over end, and dying in the wind. Bounces at the 34-yard line, but takes an Osage City bounce all the way inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. So a good punt will at least somewhat flip the field, and Nemaha Central takes over on offense for the 5th time in this game, starting at the Thunder's own 27-yard line with 5:45 to go until the break.
Other scores to give you: Linden, second quarter, leading Centralia 6-0. Third quarter, Arkansas City 21, Wamego 7. Holton, third quarter, leading Frontenac 35-6. And we mentioned the score earlier: Rossville 56, Colgan nothing.
1st down and 10 for Nemaha Central, but before the snap, we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Osage City. We will take it with the two teams. Nemaha Central leading Osage City by a margin of 7-0 in the second quarter. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Whoever's. A block west of Gage. Herman's, where those who love meat, meet.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's refreshing.
$5:45 to go in the first half on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you in Osage City. Nemaha Central currently leading Osage City by a margin of 7-0 with a 1st down and 10 from the Thunder's own 27-yard line following an Osage City punt. Quarterback Zach Kramer in the gun, 2 wide receivers right, a wing and a receiver to the left, and a running back in the backfield as well. Sprint option going to the right side. Kramer will keep it. He's got nowhere to go. Great defensive effort up front by the front 7. Brody Littrell, Landon Boss in the area of the tackle. It's a gain of nothing on the 1st down carry by Kramer.
Not sure how that wasn't a false start by the right side of the line by Nemaha Central, because they were already up and blocking about a half second before the ball was snapped.
Thunder taking their time with a full-on huddle as the Indians await their counterparts to get on the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers come out on the left side of the field. 2 receivers and a wing to the right. Kramer has an empty set. Takes a snap. No drop. Swings it to the outside. It's low, but caught along the far right sideline. That was a bit of a duck out of the hand of Kramer, but it ends up being a gain to Garrity, trying to get the top receiver for the Thunder into space. He's able to get to the 30-yard line, so it's a pickup of just 3. Now a 3rd down and 7 coming up for Nemaha Central with under 5 to play in the second quarter.
Kramer just 3 of 5 on the day for 9 yards.
A lot of short stuff. Osage City not letting anything behind the defensive backfield. 3rd down and long. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Kramer takes it, fakes a handoff, 3-step drop, throws it underneath over the middle. It's caught crossing the formation. And that is enough for a 1st down up to the 39-yard line. The snag made by Blake Stahlbaumer. His 10th catch of the year. Gain of just enough yardage up to the 39-yard line for a 1st down and a pickup of 9.
Yeah, crossing pattern, you mentioned that. Stahlbaumer was open to pass low, but Stahlbaumer able to pick it up off of his shoe tops to get the completion and, more importantly, give them a fresh set of downs.
Nemaha Central has a full complement of timeouts as well. Osage City has used theirs. So the Thunder can burn up as much clock as they want, already up by 7 with a 1st down and 10 between the hashes at the 39-yard line, moving from right to left as you listen. Tight bunch formation on either side of the line. High snap to Kramer. Fake the jet motion. Give up the middle and no gain on the first down carry. Good play up front that time. Dane Whalen, the all-state pick in Class 2A. He's got several college offers, and he makes the stop that time. Coach Andrew Gantenbein called him before the season in our Pigskin and Hoops preview magazine one of the best players he has ever coached. He'll be playing at the next level, and he makes a big stop there for no gain.
Yeah, I was able to get Palek right by his shoe tops, but that's enough. Now, big play here, 2nd and long, 2nd and 10.
3 skill position players bunch up on the right side of the line. Now they'll split those two out. Stahlbaumer and Garrity go out to the right side. Garrity extended all the way to the sideline. 1 receiver to the left. Kramer, another high snap. Designed roll to the right. Pressure comes from Aiden Rousey. Running up to the line is Kramer. Kramer almost goes out of bounds. Throws it down the field, and the play is killed with a flag on the field.
He was way past the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. He was 2 yards. Yeah, he threw it, and it was about 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
Kramer doing everything he can to extend the play and pick up a chunk of yardage, and did end up making a nice throw, completing the pass down the field for what would have been a first down.
Oh, no. Really?
Our head ref decides to wave off the penalty.
But was it out of bounds? Was he out of bounds? Okay. So they said the pass was out of bounds. Or when he threw the pass, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, so Kramer will get credited for the run. It's a gain of 2 yards. And by the way, Greg, this is officially the longest drive of the game for Nemaha Central. That was the 5th play of the drive. Up to this point, the longest was just 4 plays. Up 7-0, 3:28 to go in the first half. Ball in the far right hash. 2x2 receiver set for Nemaha Central. 3rd down and long. Kramer looking right the whole way, throws right sideline, completes the pass for just enough for the first down gain. It's Tyler Garrity, the leading receiver for the Thunder, makes the snag into Osage City territory with a first down just past the midfield stripe.
Yep, that's the pattern right now that they're looking at. That kind of medium pattern. Got him 10 yards on that completion, 2 receptions for 13 yards. It's slow, but they are moving down the field, getting another key 3rd down conversion.
Now with a 1st and 10 from the Osage City 48. 3:22 on the clock after Garrity went out of bounds. Kramer comes out with an empty set, a bunch of targets to the short side right, 2 receivers left. Kramer hops as he takes the snap, now rolls out to the right, throwing back across the middle of the field. It's low and nearly picked off deep down the field. Free safety Reed Crawford had a beat on the ball, but it fell just a little bit short of his outstretched arms. Incomplete. Kramer playing with fire on that pass, on a couple passes on this drive, and it's 2nd down and 10 for the Thunder.
You can tell Osage City dialing up the pressure, starting to bring the heat against Kramer, forcing Kramer out of the pocket. That time, tried to throw on the run, didn't get enough mustard on it, and as you said, Brendan, almost got that ball intercepted.
2nd down and long, ball still in the far right hash. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Kramer, no drop, falling back, throws, and it's picked off. No! Dropped at the last second! A near interception on the far sideline. The ball is tipped up in the air. Linebacker Tyler Sage nearly catches the deflection, but it falls through his mitts to the turf. So it's just an incomplete pass and a 3rd and 10, but a near disaster for Nemaha Central's offense.
Boy, they made Kramer throw that ball early, and Fager did a great job of jumping the pattern. I think he was looking downfield thinking he had 6 before he caught the ball. It bounced off his hands, and then unfortunately Gage couldn't come up with the INT.
Back-to-back incomplete passes after the 3rd down conversion, and now a 3rd and 10 for Nemaha Central at the Osage City 48. Kramer takes a 3-step drop. Pressure comes. Swing pass to the outside, caught by Garrity. Garrity turns upfield past the 45, and he's wrestled down to the ground, short of the line to gain. It's Reed Crawford again. The free safety comes up and makes the stop, approaching 50 total tackles on the year. And now Nemaha Central has a decision to make with the ball at the 43-yard line. The line to gain is the 38. 4th down and 5. 2:48 left in the first half.
Boy, if they try to draw him off, it's going to be real close to the first down. But they've been able to convert on some key 3rd down conversions. Can they do it here on the 4th down conversion?
10th play of the drive coming up. 3 receivers, one of them a wing to the right side of the formation. That's the wide side of the field. Sweep handoff, going right, and it's going nowhere! Gage Palek thrown down in the backfield. The defensive line for Osage City comes up huge. The outside sweep ends up in a huge loss for the Thunder, and the Indians take the ball over, trailing by 7, 2:20 to go in the first half.
Give credit to Landon Boss. He shot the gap. Palek had no chance as Boss got him down low into the legs. Make sure he didn't get away. And a big turnover on downs. 2:20 left to go. But remember, Osage City has already taken all 3 of their timeouts, so they have no timeouts remaining.
That 10-play drive took 3:25 off the clock, and now Osage City takes over at midfield. Indians come out spreading the formation. Bubble screen to the right side, caught by Fager. Fager at the 50, starts upfield, stutter step back to the inside, passes the 45-yard line, and it's a gain up to the 43. It's a pickup of 7 yards on first down for the Indians.
That time they got the blocking from the wide receivers. Fager able to get that yardage, but now they're going to go right back up to the line with no timeouts.
Indians hustling. Bunch of 3 receivers to the short side right on second and short. Boss looking left the whole way, though. Throws out Gunner Fort, makes a leaping catch, and is able to cross for the first down, and is all the way up to the 35-yard line. Great play by Gunner Fort, leaning back to the inside to make the catch, and his momentum carries him up to the 35-yard line. First down, Indians.
Yep, just quick passes. Getting back up the line. Still a minute 51 left to go, so plenty of time.
First down and 10. 3 receivers right. Handoff to Littrell on first down, and he stood up at the 35. Maybe a half yard if it's a generous spot, and it will be. But with just 100 seconds to go in the first half, the Indians have to hurry, down by 7.
Tried to switch it up, going with the run. Now, more than likely a passing down.
Osage City back on the line quickly as the clock continues to wind. Boss looking left as he rolls out in that direction. Trying to throw it, going to the sideline, and Nick Bailey. That connection has not been able to hook up throughout this game today. The throw by Boss goes over the head of his intended target on the far left sideline, incomplete. So the clock will stop with a minute 24 to go until halftime. But a third down coming up for the Indians.
And he took a shot, Boss did, from Zach Kramer after he threw the pass, because Kramer was in hot pursuit of Landon Boss.
Indians trailing the Thunder 7-0, minute 24 to play until halftime. Boss in the gun on the far hash. Takes a 5-step drop. Pressure comes from the blind side. He has to evade right. Throws back over the middle, and it's a worm burner. Looking for Garrett Fager crossing the formation, but that's a tough throw, and it bounces to the target, incomplete. 4th down and 10 coming up for Osage City with a minute 18 on the clock.
Landon Boss is going to feel it tomorrow. That time, Caleb Reitz was the one who had the pursuit. He was able to get a shot in. So I think that's at least 4 or 5 shots that Boss has taken off of passes.
So 2 completions for 15 yards to open this possession, then back-to-back incompletions with a run for nothing mixed in. Makes it 4th down and 10 from the Nemaha Central 35-yard line for Osage City. Boss in the gun. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right. Boss, swing pass underneath to Littrell, and Littrell took his eye off the ball. It bounces off his hands and down to the ground. He got both hands on it, but he was looking upfield first, and it falls incomplete. So 3 straight incompletions, and in a turnover on downs for Osage City with a minute 14 to go until the break, and Nemaha Central gets it back again.
Yeah, and they got their full complement of timeouts. So, can Kramer respond? Got to go just about 65.5 yards to hit pay dirt.
And Nemaha Central still with some timeouts. That drive took just a minute 6 off the clock for Osage City. 4 receivers, 2 by 2, and some motion before the snap. No flag thrown. Ball thrown to the far right sideline and nearly picked off again. Garrett Fager has had his hands on a handful of passes from Kramer today, but he's just not quite able to control the ball, and it falls incomplete. And once again, Greg, he almost had 6 the other way.
Boy, that's the second time. Fager's going to hate it when he sees this on film and sees how close he came twice, potentially, to getting a pick 6.
Now a minute 11 on the clock. Just 3 seconds came off with that incompletion and near pick. And again, Kramer flirting with disaster in this first half on a couple passes. 2nd down and 10, 2 by 2 receiver set again. The wide side of the field is the left. Kramer in the gun with a running back to his left as well. 3-step drop. Kramer looking, throwing down the right sideline into double coverage. The ball is up. A diving, leaping catch, and it's hauled in. A tremendous catch down the far right sideline. A big pickup by Tyler Garrity, and the Thunder are in business deep into Osage City territory inside the 30. A huge gain deep down the field.
37 yards.
On what has been the best pass of the day from Zach Kramer, but also the best catch of the game. And Osage City will call a timeout. We'll keep it here with you. 58 seconds to go in the first half. Nemaha Central leading Osage City 7-0, and the Thunder have the ball threatening again.
You know, though, that was a great call by Warren Seitz in that aspect. They know Fager is sitting there jumping the pattern. So what do? You send him deep on a go route and throw that back. It looked like he had maybe about a half step on him. It was fairly good coverage by Fager, but that was a smart play by Warren Seitz. If he's jumping the pattern, send him on a go route. Let's see what happens. And they're able to convert with 57.8 seconds left.
That's just the 5th first down of this first half for Nemaha Central. The Osage City defense has played a phenomenal game so far, but a couple big plays, a 46-yard run earlier on that set up a short touchdown run for the Thunder. Now this 37-yard deep bomb has Nemaha Central threatening once again. Already leading by a touchdown. Zach Kramer, the quarterback, gets in the gun. His running back, Sam McWilliams, flanks him to the left. 3 wide receivers on that side of the formation as well. That's the wide side of the field as the Thunder move from right to left. Kramer calls to the signals, gets the snap. Pressure comes up the middle, leans back, throws over the middle, going for the end zone. It's caught! Down inside the 5-yard line. A deep strike to Landon Baker. His first catch of the game, 16th of the season, and the Thunder are knocking on the door of another touchdown. All the way down inside the 5. This ball just outside the goal line. Just at about the 3-yard line after the deep pickup. Snap. Kramer, quarterback power, angling to the right. He's brought down. Ankle tackle with 32 seconds on the clock, and the clock winding. And Nemaha Central will burn its second timeout with 31.5 seconds left to go. Whalen and Schaefer in on the stop that time.
Quick update on some scores. Second quarter, Junction City 14, Wichita East 14. Linden beating Centralia 12-0. Fourth quarter, Holton 35, Frontenac 6. End of the third quarter, Arc City 21, Wamego 7. And going into the fourth quarter with that running clock, it is 56-0 Rossville leading over Pittsburgh Colgan. Mill Valley second quarter leading DeSoto 3-0. And boy, oh boy, Derby, defending state champion, have an outstanding quarterback in Lem Wash. 9:07 left to go first half. They lead Lawrence 26-6.
That is a big shocker. Lawrence, you can easily make the argument, Greg, been the best team in the whole state regardless of class this year.
Yeah, but Lem Wash, boy, you got a talent like that. We saw him last year down in Derby where they just destroyed Topeka High, even though Kai Thomas had a huge game. You got an extremely talented quarterback for Derby.
Back in our game, Nemaha Central with a second down and goal. It's a high snap. It bounces deep back behind the offensive line. There's a scramble for it. Nemaha Central may have jumped on it, but Osage City says the Indians have it. Both teams negotiating it, and the Indians are celebrating because the Indians have it again. The high snap over the head of the quarterback, Kramer. It bounces off his left hand, continues to roll, and that is the second lost fumble here in the first half for the Thunder, and a scoring threat goes for naught with just 23 seconds left.
Unbelievable on that bad snap. Goes off of Kramer's hand, as you mentioned, and then it's just a mad scramble now with 22.8 seconds left to go first half.
Now in this game, already 2 turnovers, just 9 up till this point on the season for Nemaha Central. First down and 10 for the Indians. They'll keep it on the ground. Brody Littrell angles a left off to his left. The ball comes out, and now Nemaha Central gets it back. Brody Littrell gets spun around as he heads off left end, and he gets the ball poked out at the last second. Back and forth they go with the turnovers, 15.4 seconds until the half, and the Thunder get the ball right back again at the Osage City 19-yard line.
You talk about a swing of emotions, getting the ball back, thinking you staved off a scoring drive, you turn it over on the first play of the drive, and now you got to play defense again with them just inside the red zone.
15 seconds to go in the first half. Kramer in the gun, 2x2 receiver set, ball between the hashes. Kramer takes it, clock winding, 3-step drop, throwing for the end zone. It's a fade route up in the air and batted away. Luke Neary, the defensive back, goes up, his 4th pass defended of the year, and it came at a clutch time. Excellent form on the breakup, and it's 2nd down and 10 for the Thunder. 9 seconds flat to go until the break.
Now, what do you do here if you're Nemaha Central? I don't think you want to run the football. You're going to have to take a shot. If you're going to take a short shot, it would be towards the sideline to get a little closer. Otherwise, let's see if Kramer tries for another shot at the end zone.
Kramer will come out in the shotgun, as Nemaha Central always does. Mick Williams, the running back, flanking him to the right. 2 receivers on either side of the line. Motion comes from Garrity. Kramer fakes it, looking, pressure comes, he's bottled up and brought down for a sack, back near the 25-yard line. Keegan Anschutz comes in and leads the charge on the sack, and Nemaha Central will use its 3rd timeout of the first half with less than a second on the clock. Just 8/10 showing, and the Thunder will have one more chance at points before the whistle.
Boy, when they come with pressure, it has really affected Zach Kramer as to what he's able to do. That time, they got to the quarterback when he's been able to get pressure. It's been forcing him to throw the low percentage passes. He's almost had it picked off for 6 twice off of pressure. Now, what do you do here if you're the Osage City defense? You're going to put more time on the clock.
So tack on another
2.5, 2.5.
So instead of 0.8, a slightly slow trigger to stop the clock. 5 minutes are being flashed now, but that is not how much time there is. We'll get that sorted out as Nemaha Central comes back onto the field after using its final timeout of the first half. As our clock operators continue to work on that. They are getting closer and closer to fixing this here. They'll just burn off the time until the official signal to get the right time out there. Nemaha Central with the lead, 7-0, with a matter of moments left until the halftime break. And at halftime, we'll get you a scoring recap and a drive recap from this game. Low scoring, but plenty of action so far. Greg will also have your stats from the opening half and a look at scores from around the area and around the postseason in the round of 8, the sectional round in the state of Kansas. Clock operators still figuring things out. The inner workings, the making of the sausage, if you will, Greg, trying to figure out how all the little things work that make our games go every Friday night. And officially, they will add 1.4 seconds back. So the clock reads 2.2. Last play of the first half coming. Kramer in the gun. 3-step drop. Looking right. Throwing for the end zone. It's a jump ball, and it's intercepted on the goal line. Kramer throws it up, and the ball is snagged out of the air. It's Garrett Fager finally coming away with his interception. Had his hands on a couple in the first half. And after the Hail Mary pick, we will head to the half. Nemaha Central 7, Osage City 0 in a battle of 2 of the top teams in Class 2A. We will take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you a scoring summary, a stat recap, and a look at scores from around the playoffs in Kansas tonight. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
CBS presents Pilot.
hate to keep it that simple. I think take care of the football for one. I think the other is for Osage City. Are they going to keep that pressure on Zach Kramer? I think it showed when they put pressure on him. He's able to. They're able to get him out of the pocket, make him throw some passes. Now, having said that, Kramer did strike occasionally on that deeper pass when they have pressure on, but I think they're more successful when they put pressure on him, when they bring one or two extra defensive players to come at him when he throws the football.
It's been a great game so far in this one between two of the best teams in Class 2A. And again, we know what is at stake in this one. The winner between Osage City and Nemaha Central will go on to take on the Rossville Bulldogs, now 11-0 on the season under head coach Derek Hamas. That team has just been mowing opponents down. Did it again tonight with a 49-point win over St. Mary's Colgan. They will take on the winner of our game, and we will find out who the winner is coming up in 24 minutes of game time, and we'll get to the second half right after this. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
It's because...
They come out facing a second down and long, 10:35 to go in the third quarter. Kramer fakes a handoff, keeps it himself on the RPO, runs up the middle, and is eventually dragged down by Aiden Rousey, the starting defensive end, the birthday boy for the Osage City defensive line. Makes the eventual tackle, but not before a good gain by Kramer up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 7 on the carry after a loss of 2 to start the possession. So a 3rd down and 5 when you do all the math now coming up for the Thunder.
Boy, this is a big play right here. If Osage City can get a stop off that three and out, but this might be 4-down territory too for Nemaha Central.
2-by-2 receiver set. Nemaha Central with the ball up 7. Kramer, quarterback draw, starts right, goes
Great
down.
tackle.
Dane Whalen, the defensive tackle, comes up, makes the stop. He's now up over 20 tackles for loss this season, and that's one of the biggest ones, dropping Kramer for -1 yards on the carry. And now, like you said, Greg, it might be 4th down territory with the offense still on the field for Central.
Yeah, now they can't draw them off sides to get a first down because that lost a yard. And yeah, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Big play on 3rd down, bigger play here on 4th down.
Huge moment for the All-State pick in Class 2A, Dane Whalen. Now 3rd down and 6, 9:16 on the clock in the 3rd. Nemaha Central with the ball up 7. We've got movement all over. There was a flinch by the offensive line, then a jump by the defensive line. Interesting call here that might change the calculus for the play call. And it is offsides against Osage City. There was a flinch, Greg, on the right side of the play for Nemaha Central, but not enough to elicit a false start penalty. Instead, Osage City is drawn off, and now it's just 4th down and 1.
Boy, this changes your play calling too. Instead of a 4th and 6, it's 4th and 1, so that opens up more options for you to get that short gain that you need.
Clock ticks down to 9 minutes showing. 3 gone in the period. 4th down and 1. A wing and 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Kramer hands it off, sweeping right. Palek has nowhere to go. He's taken down in the backfield. Whalen is back there in on the stop. Tyler Sage as well. And Osage City gets off the field on defense, not allowing points yet again.
Ball goes over to the Indians.
Tremendous play once again by the defensive line and really the whole front 8 for the Osage City defense, with Whalen and Sage forcing the turnover on downs.
Pursuit that time was the big factor there, stopping McWilliams, and Osage City, their defense comes up with 2 ginormous plays here in the 3rd quarter.
So now Osage City will take over at the 32-yard line, their own 32-yard line. 8:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. Quarterback run this time. Landon Boss on the draw. Carries the ball up past the 35 up to the 37. It's a gain of 5. Setting up a manageable 2nd down and 5 now for the Indians. Landon Boss, been a busy man today, calling his own number, throwing the ball. Has had some struggles with accuracy. So calling his own number on the ground a few times to pick up some yardage. Now the 2nd down and 5 as the Indians move from left to right as you listen. Ball in the far left hash. Motion comes. Fake jet sweep. Boss, keeper, starts at the middle. Cuts back to the right. Is eventually held up, and his forward progress is stopped just beyond the 45-yard line at about the 46. That's a gain of 6 yards and enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, nice run by Littrell once again. Was able to get enough for the first down. And for Coach Gampenbein, I think, too, what's the confidence of his quarterback passing the football right now, too? Maybe this is where, hey, let's eat some ground yardage up here and see if we can get it down to get inside their territory.
Osage City with a 1st and 10 between the hashes, trailing Nemaha Central 7-0. Jet motion comes again. Boss will keep it again, going up the middle, a hop step as he gets through the first level, but is eventually brought down at the 48. So a short gain on the first down carry, a pickup of just 2, and a favorable spot will actually give him 3 yards on the carry.
Good for 3.
55 yards, 12 carries for Landon Boss tonight.
He's got 2 receivers on either side of the formation. His running back, Brody Littrell, to his left side, right off his shoulder. Boss rearranging things, making sure he has the right play call in. Now he gets some motion coming from Luke Neary. Sweeps it to him, going from right to left, and he's got nowhere to go once he hits the left end. This time it's the Nemaha Central front 7 that comes up and makes the play. Caleb Reitz, among others, on the defensive line, who come up and make the stop.
Caleb.
That's a loss of about 2 yards on the carry, and now a 3rd down and 9 to go for the Osage City Indians, trailing by 7. Over 5 minutes off the clock in the 3rd.
Gunnar Fort, Tyler Sage has been your 2 favorite receivers tonight. A big 3rd down possession right here.
2-by-2 receiver set. The left side of the field, slightly shorter than the right. Gunnar Fort comes in motion from left to right, now trips on that side. He stays in the near slot. Low snap. Boss, direct roll to the right. Looking downfield on the bootleg. Throwing down the sideline. Ball batted up in the air. Nearly picked off again by Gage Palick. The ball hit Palick in the sternum, popped up in the air, and he wasn't able to track the ball, so it falls incomplete. And another 4th down and another punting situation for the Osage City offense that Greg has really struggled on 3rd downs tonight.
Well, you saw Fort coming across on that crossing pattern, and it was a rollout designed to the right. Boss waited until the last second. He's got to see Palick there. Boy, that it was just right there for him, and he's lucky that Palick didn't get another interception.
3-man shield on this punt as Tyler Garrity waits deep, and now Nemaha Central will drop some guys back in the safe zone. Low snap, but Crawford's able to get it away and puts up a high kick that bounces at the 25, spins off the bounce, and gets a beneficial bounce for Osage City. That ball took a crazy spin down to the turf, bounced up in the air, and the Indians were able to flip the field pretty well. Nemaha Central will start at its own 16-yard line with a 1st and 10. 6:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. Thunder still up 7-0. As the offense with quarterback Zach Kramer heads back out onto the field. Worst starting field position of the game for the Thunder so far. Inside their own 20 for the first time. 1st and 10. Snap right into the gut of Kramer. He tries to run, and he is stonewalled in the backfield. Great job by both of these defensive lines in the 3rd quarter to make plays. A good stop up the middle by Rousey from the defensive end spot, twisting inside and making the stop for a short gain. In fact, no yards gained on the carry. 2nd and 10.
Updated score at the half, Junction City 28, Wichita East 20. Game at the half, wild game, Bishop Carroll and Mays. They are tied at 28 at halftime.
5.5 minutes left in the 3rd. Nemaha Central up 7 with the ball, facing a 2nd down and 10, spreading the formation, 2 receivers on either side. Snap to Kramer, slight roll to the right, throwing deep down the field, wants his target, completed! Up near the 45-yard line, a deep strike, it's Landon offenses have played that poorly, but the defenses have been swarming. They've been aggressive, and that's why it's just 7-0 Nemaha Central late in the third quarter. Spread formation, two wide receivers on either side of the formation on first down for Osage City. Gunner Fort comes in motion. Now three receivers to the short side right. Landon Boss, three-step drop in the gun, has to evade to the right. Has to be careful near the sideline, and he will just throw it away. That's a veteran play right there by the sophomore quarterback Boss. Will live to play another day as he sends it out to the sideline.
Got a little pump fake as well, so I think they're wanting to go deep. I don't know if that, probably for Fager, but Fager well covered and no choice for Boss but to throw it out of bounds.
2nd down and 10 now for the Indians, who are in the midst of a 9-game winning streak. But they had last week off. Their scheduled opponent, Fredonia, in the regional round, canceled the game due to COVID-19 concerns. This is the first game in 2 weeks for Osage City. Now 2nd and 10, throwing out to the left side, going for his target, nearly a completed pass, but bouncing off the hands and incomplete. Gunner Fort, the intended target on the far left sideline, not able to handle it. And Greg, we've mentioned a couple times the arm strength for Landon Boss, but he's also skipped a pass in this third quarter. He's thrown it too hard and hasn't quite found that right mix of power and touch.
Yeah, it's just it's that learning maturation process of knowing how to throw it and what you need to do to throw it, and it hasn't been there so far tonight.
3rd down and 10, Osage City trailing by 7. Three receivers right. Boss has time. Now has to escape left. Looking down the field. Wants to load up. Has to stop. Keeps running. He's still on his feet. He'll keep it himself. Running down the left sideline. And actually some decent yardage running along that far sideline by Boss. Not enough for a first down, but that play, which easily could have been a loss of yardage and a sack on the sophomore quarterback, ends up in a net gain, but not enough for a first as the punting unit comes out on the field.
Now you have to be very careful of your Osage City, which has not had a good time as far as punting is concerned. I think Nemaha Central, they're going to bring the house. They've got 10 up on the line of scrimmage, putting pressure on to see if they can get something here deep in Osage City territory.
And the Indians are punting into the wind as well. Low snap, bounces to the punter. He's able to get it off. Excellent kick that time, a spiraling kick that craters down to the ground near the 40. Will take a slight bounce ahead before being downed by Keegan Anschutz. So Nemaha Central, once again, has good field position to start a drive. Ball at the Osage City 42. Thunder up 7-0, 2:47 to go in the period.
Well, you're asking your defense once again for Osage City to come up big as far as stopping Nemaha Central. Brennan, there's a feeling right now it's going to be a big chunk play that may end up deciding this game. Just a matter of who is going to be able to spring one first.
1st down and 10 for Nemaha Central. Snap to Kramer, give up the middle, and a carry that looked like it had promise for Gage Palick is suddenly shut down.
29, Palick on the carry.
Great stop that time again by the inside linebacker group led by Brody Littrell, who has been all over the field on both sides of the ball tonight for the 9-1 Indians. Makes the stop there after a loss of about a half yard, maybe a full yard. 2nd down, and we will call it 11 yards. Ball at the 43-yard line. 3 receivers to the right side of the field with the ball centered between the hashes. Kramer calls out the signals, takes a snap, drops back 3 steps, throws over the middle, completes a pass. It's Palick who slips down, goes into a baseball slide, kind of had to ad-lib on that to avoid getting hit as he fell to the ground. It's a solid gain up to the 37, so a pickup of 6. And it's 3rd down and 5 now for the Thunder.
3rd and 6 for the Thunder.
Need to move the ball a little bit further down the field here to get the first down. Line to gain is at the 32.
And once again, I think you're in 4-down territory where Nemaha Central's at on the field.
3 wide receivers on the left side of the field, 1 to the right. Left is the wide side for Kramer. Gets a high snap, slightly left. Now he rolls to the right. Going deep down the field once again for the long ball. It is contested and incomplete down inside the 10-yard line. He was looking for Landon Baker once again. He's been the deep threat in this game for the Thunder, but he's not able to come up with that one. Good coverage on the back end with safety help over the top for Osage City.
Well, here we go once again. Big 3rd down play, bigger 4th down play, both for the Thunder offensively and for the Indians defensively.
4th and 5 for Nemaha Central, leading by 7, 7-0, 80 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball on the far right hash. 3 receivers, wide side left, 1 to the right. Running back in the backfield is Palin. Snap to Kramer. Throws it underneath. Completes the pass. And he's able to pick up enough for the first down. That is a tremendous throw up to the 28-yard line. First down and 10 now for Nemaha Central. Good throw that time to Gage Palick, running the angle route out of the backfield.
Got 7 yards on the play. 3rd reception for Palick for 19 yards. And now 1 of 2 conversions on 4th down in this late in the 3rd quarter now for Nemaha Central, keeping the drive alive.
First and 10 from the 28. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Running back off the left shoulder of the quarterback, Kramer. 52 seconds on the clock in the period. Kramer, design draw. Running off end to the left. Trying to get near the sideline, and he is tripped up by Gunnar Fort. Back near the 30. The spot will be interesting here, where he eventually touched down first. Good pursuit that time by the veteran Fort. Stop made at the 27, so call it just a gain of 1 on the carry.
And this will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
As the Thunder hurry back to the line. They'll spread it out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There's a wing in the formation right as well. Kramer waits. Gets on his haunches, calls for the play. Fakes the handoff. Looking deep. He's got no time as he's thrown down to the ground. Another sack by the Osage City defense. This time the stop made by Garrett Patrick, standing just 5'5", 133, but the junior comes up with a huge play, a sack, and now we will head to the 4th quarter. Nemaha Central with the ball up 7-0. The Osage City defense feeling itself. Put your 4 fingers up. We're headed to the 4th quarter on your Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Nemaha Central Thunder 7.
What a game it has been for tonight's Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. The home team, the Osage City Indians, just recorded a 10-yard sack of Nemaha Central quarterback Zach Kramer on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Central still leads 7-0, but is now facing a 3rd down and about 18 to go from the 37-yard line. First play of the 4th quarter, Kramer takes the shotgun snap, rolls to the right, throws to the right sideline, completes the pass. Up at the 25-yard line. Great find. It's Tyler Garrity. That's a good completion. A pickup of about 11 yards. So still about 6 yards to go to convert for the first down. Big moment for Nemaha Central, trying to hold on to its lead, only up by 7. It has been an electric atmosphere in Osage City tonight. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you. The socially distanced fans who are here in Osage City tonight getting fired up by the players on the bench for the Indians. And their defense could use a stop here.
And 3rd, 4th down here, and it looks like Warren Sites wants a timeout.
Understandably so. We will take it with the 2 teams. Nemaha Central up 7-0 on Osage City early in the 4th. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Unreserved online Big Iron Auction Wednesday, November 18th. It's 10-4. 2009 John Deere 9770 Combine low hours. 2012 9360R low hours. 2014 6190R mower conditioner. Trailer drain hopper. More unreserved online Big Iron Auction Noonan Estate November 18th. Open house inspection November 14th. Burlington. BigIron.com. Bob Eichenberger 785-229-5892.
Live from Osage City, tonight's Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you in the booth. Nemaha Central leading 7-0, just 6 seconds off the clock in the fourth quarter. The Thunder up 7-0 on the Osage City Indians. And Greg, the biggest play of the game up to this point, coming up with a 4th down and about 5 to go.
Yeah, third, 4th down opportunity, second half for Nemaha Central. They're 1 of 1 so far.
The line to gain is the 19-yard line. Ball to 25. Zach Kramer in the gun, throws over the middle, intercepted! Brody Littrell, the linebacker for Osage City, he's running deep down the field, 1 man to beat on the far sideline, and he is eventually escorted out of bounds deep into Nemaha Central territory. The biggest defensive play of the game yet for the Indians, and Osage City is in business early in the fourth quarter after the pick.
Brendan, we talked about a big chunk play was going to be a key. We didn't expect it to be defensively. Boy, Littrell with a huge interception. Big mistake by Kramer. Did not see Littrell sitting there in the zone, and he returns it 66 yards. Inside the red zone, a big, gigantic opportunity here for Osage City.
What a huge moment. 1st down and 10 now for the Indians. Osage City, direct quarterback run this time by Landon Boss on 1st down, heads right up the gut and is able to gain some decent yardage. That's a pickup of somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 yards. Before Holden Bass makes the stop, it is indeed officially a 5-yard carry for Landon Boss.
And a problem, though. Boss is shaken up. He was limping. He's got a noticeable limp.
He is staying in the game, though, with a 2nd down and 5 from the 15-yard line, and now we've got a timeout called by Osage City. We will figure out what the situation is with the Indians quarterback after this. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Call it.
Back on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. 2nd down and 5 for Osage City. Landon Boss, despite a limp, back into the game at quarterback. And he's going to run it on 2nd down and 5. Heading to the far right sideline. He works for the line to gain. And he may have gotten it. Landon Boss, bum leg and all, runs it on his first play back in the game. And he's able to move the sticks. 1st down and goal now for Osage City.
You know, if they're able to score here, Brendan, boy, that's going to be huge.
Ball at the 8-yard line. That was a gain.
Right where he needed it.
Solid gain there. 1st down and goal. After the good carry by Boss. Give up the middle. Brody Littrell, nowhere to go.
Littrell on the carry.
He's chopped down after a short gain. Started in the middle, tried bouncing right, and had nowhere to go. Cooper Hayek in to make the stop, among others. Call it a gain of about 1 yard. Ball resting just outside the 5-yard line.
I don't know about you, Brendan. It feels like Osage City has to score on this drive.
Trailing 7-0. Almost 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. The Indians have not scored tonight. 2nd down and goal. Nose of the ball at the 5-yard line on the far right hash. Landon Boss, quarterback draw, going up the middle, and he meets a wall of defenders for the Thunder. And the ball popped out at the end of the play. Nemaha Central holding the ball up in the air. The Thunder won it, but we have had no indication that they will get the ball, and now they're winding the clock. So Boss was down on the play. No gain. The ball stays at the 5-yard line after Boss went right into the pile. 3rd down and goal. The passing game has not been there for most of the night for the Indians. But the whole playbook is open with 9:38 on the clock in a 7-0 game. Boss in the gun, 3 receivers and a running back left. Boss again, quarterback power right up the middle, and again he is swallowed up. Cooper Hayek goes high.
Boss keeps the ball.
Brady Stahlbomber and others go low. And now, Greg, what a moment. A gain of about a yard. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Osage City ball, trailing 7-0.
Yeah, they're signaling in the play. Not going to take a timeout. Clock running down, about 9 minutes left. This may be the game right here on this 4th down play.
6th play of the drive coming up, just over 3 gone in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 right, running back in the backfield. Snap to Boss, looking right, throws for the end zone, broken up at the last second! What a play in the front of the end zone! It's Gavin Kane, the sophomore cornerback, comes up, bats the ball away, and Nemaha Central takes over on downs. 8:49 left in this one.
Boy, they had something in mind, something quick, but yeah, that was just an incredible play defensively by Nemaha Central. They hold on downs with 8:49 left to go. Now, once again, you're putting it right back on the Osage City defense. This one is big right here. You cannot let them have a sustained drive. You got to get them 3 and out deep in their own territory.
8 minutes, 49 seconds to play. Nemaha Central with the ball at its own 4-yard line, up 7-0. Zach Kramer, the quarterback, he keeps it himself and will carry up the middle for a short gain. Gets a yard, if that, on the quarterback keeper right into the middle of the offensive line. Bass, Reitz, and Lewis, his lead blockers. The clock, not the friend of Osage City right now.
Gain 1 brings up 2nd.
As it continues to wind here in the 4th quarter. It's been a sensational game. The winner of this one in the 2A sectionals will take on Rossville coming up next Friday night. In the gun, Kramer, quarterback keeper again, goes through the middle again and gets bumped to the turf. He had daylight to run through, Greg, but he gets taken down for just about 5 yards or so. 3rd down and 4 to go for Nemaha Central. 8 minutes left to play with a 7-0 lead over Osage City in the 4th quarter.
Now, biggest play of the game defensively. They keep piling up here for Osage City. They need to stop them here. But boy, if Nemaha Central can get this 1st down, get a fresh set of downs, and run the clock.
Bunch of offensive weapons left, 1 isolated wide side right. Motion comes, handoff goes up the middle instead, and a good carry on the 3rd down run. It's enough for a pickup of 5 and a 1st down for Nemaha Central. A clutch run. They bring the jet motion to move the flow of the defense. They go with the run up the middle, and it's enough for a 1st down for the Thunder.
Gage Palek got the carry, enough to keep the clock running, down to 7.5 minutes left to go. That time, and it was the give to the 2nd man through, not the 1st. So they got them all going to that 1st man on the fake and gave it to Palek.
1st down and 10 for the Thunder at their own 15-yard line. Landon Baker, the lone receiver, isolated to the wide side of the field. That's the right-hand side. The Thunder moving from left to right as you listen. High snap. Kramer, the give. Plenty of running room for Gage Palek up the middle. Bounces out to the left side. He's got a 1st down and more. Gage Palek had a big hole to run through, and he gets up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 15 yards that time by Gage Palek. 1st and 10 for the Thunder as the clock continues to wind, under 7 to play.
61 yards, 7 carries for Gage Palek. Now they're starting to run out of the tackles because so much of that pressure has come in between the tackles. They're starting to find maybe some angles that are available, knowing that a lot of that 2nd level's not there because they're coming on the blitz.
1st down and 10 for the Thunder. Handoff once again on the interior. This time the defensive line for Osage City stands up and makes a stop. Dane Whalen, the defensive tackle, first off the pile. Aiden Rousey in there as well after a short gain on the inside give. In fact, it's a loss of about a half a yard, maybe a full. Before that loss on that play, it had been back-to-back runs for 1st downs. That's as many 1st downs as the Thunder had in the whole 2nd half up until this point. Just 9 on the game with half the 4th quarter gone. 7-0 Nemaha Central with the ball, facing a 2nd down and 11 from the 29-yard line. 2x2 receiver set, ball between the hashes. Once again, inside run. But this time it's the quarterback, Kramer, keeping it, spins off a defender. He's able to pick up positive yardage this time. And eventually is spun down at the 35. And we have a player slow to get up for Osage City. It's Aiden Rousey, the senior defensive end. But he is able to get up and will stay on the field for now after the gain of 6 yards on the carry. 3rd down and 5 for the Thunder. Up by 7, 5:23 to go.
And the clock running, another big 3rd down opportunity to get a stop right here for this Indians defense. Boy, they have been super all night long.
3 wide receivers to the wide side right, 1 receiver left, Kramer in the gun with a running back. Kramer, no drop, swing pass to the outside, caught by McWilliams, running into contact. He's brought down just barely beyond the 40-yard line, and that will be just enough for a 1st down for the Thunder. They call it a game of inches, and that's all it was on that play by Sam McWilliams. But the B-back catches the swing pass, puts his head down, and is able to get just enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, the Osage City defense did not react quick enough just on that simple swing pass. It took them a little bit. They were about 10 yards away, and they couldn't come up to get him contained before he got the 1st down.
Third 1st down of the drive for Nemaha Central. 8th play of the possession coming up, 4:40 to go. Thunder up 7-0. Snap into the gut of the quarterback. Kramer hands it off. Nothing doing for the Thunder that time. It's Palick who takes the carry, and he is dropped instantly for a loss of a yard. In fact, make that a loss of 2 yards. He was thrown down in the pile.
Yeah, Landon Boss. Zach Kramer wouldn't have because Boss threw him to the ground. He got in there. Well, the 2 quarterbacks playing a war tonight.
2 receivers on either side of the formation. Kramer waits for the snap with a running back to his left. High snap, short drop. Looks over the middle. He decides he's going to run with it, has some room, and he's able to break a tackle, takes the ball up close to midfield, and he is stopped at the 48-yard line, but there is a significant flag well behind the play. That would have been a gain of about 10 on 2nd and 12.
That's got to be a hold, yep.
That is huge.
That's huge. That's over 10 yards beyond what the line of scrimmage was.
The Thunder just continue to march on back as we now wait for the officials to spot the ball. And it's
they're just going to
down
mark it from the line of scrimmage.
At the 29. So call it a penalty for negative 10 yards. But that now makes it a 2nd down and 22 to go for the Thunder. 3:52 to play. Kramer in the gun, short drop, looking left over the middle, crossing pattern, he completes it to Landon Baker. Baker slides down and makes the catch at the 43-yard line. Call it 14 yards on the completion to Landon Baker, who's had big catch after big catch tonight. 3rd down and a manageable distance. Call it 7 yards.
But the clock running, 3:25 left to go.
The line to gain just beyond the midfield stripe, not quite a full yard. Nemaha Central clinging to a 7-0 lead, 3:15 left to play. The winner takes on undefeated Rossville next week in the sub-state round. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left on 3rd down. Kramer, short drop, looking, stumbles, heads up the middle, looking for the 1st down. He's got the yardage for it, but we've got another flag back behind the play. Caleb Reitz, the center, was down on the ground with Dane Whalen, the defensive tackle for Osage City, and the Thunder are getting backed up once again. And sometimes when you're going up against a player of the caliber of Dane Whalen, you have to throw everything you can at him. But that time, it's a holding call against the center, and the Thunder get backed up again. The clock does knock off that time, Greg, so there's 3:01 to go, and a 3rd down and long now for the Thunder, with the ball at their own 34-yard line. Nose of the ball at the 34. The line to gain is still just a shade beyond midfield.
When Nemaha Central, or Osage City hasn't blitzed, that's where Nemaha Central has had success throwing the football. Let's see if Osage City will bring some heat this time on the 3rd and long.
Big moment. Wing and receiver left, 2 receivers right, with Garrity coming in motion to the slot. Kramer, 5-step drop, looking from the pocket, throws over the middle, completes it, and up for a 1st down! Nemaha Central, they find the soft spot in the defense, and it's a big gain for Tyler Garrity. The leading receiver for the Thunder this season was left all alone with plenty of cushion, and on 3rd down and 16, it's a 17-yard pass play gain.
Well, what did we just say? They've had more success when they haven't put pressure on, and boy, that time they made them pay.
That is the 4th 3rd down conversion for a 1st down here on this drive.
Yeah, and they're going to get somebody in for Landon Boss. That may have been where Boss was supposed to be, but with that gimpy leg, not able to get him properly covered.
2:25 to go. Nemaha Central with the ball up 7-0, and we've got a delay of game. There is no play clock visible on the field here in Osage City, and the Thunder are saying they either called for a timeout or wanted the clock to reset, and I think that request has gone begging. So the clock ticks down to 2:23 left to go. Osage City does have a full complement of timeouts.
Yeah, now you're going to have to start to take them.
1st down and 15 for the Nemaha Central Thunder. And while the teams get ready, we'll give you a station identification break in just a moment after this play. But first, 1st down and 15 for Nemaha Central. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Running back to the left of Kramer. In the gun. Takes the snap. Shades to his left. Now he'll run it. Takes it back up the middle. Plenty of room to run. Passes the 45-yard line and is buried at the 44. A good gain that time by Kramer, the quarterback. It's a pickup of about 10 yards and a timeout called by Osage City. We'll use that timeout for a station identification break. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Stay connected with the news you need from 580.
Just the ID here?
Topeka. And FM News 104.9.
Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you in the booth at Osage City High School. The Nemaha Central Thunder with a 7-0 lead and the ball taking on Osage City tonight. The Indians use their first timeout, and Greg, you've got an update on a significant game from 3A.
A couple of updated scores, 6:29 left to go, 4th quarter. Perry-Lecompton 49, Prairie View 14. And boy, people are going to look at this score and they will be shocked. 40-6. Derby beating Lawrence High. That game in the 4th quarter. And DeSoto leading Mill Valley 13-10. That game also in the 4th quarter as well.
2nd down and about 5 to go. A short 5, a long 4, if you want to say 6 one way, half a dozen the other. 2 backs, double barrel shotgun set on 2nd and manageable. Spinning around and a handoff to Gage Palick, and Palick is only able to gain a couple of yards. He's flipped over on the tackle up at the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 3 before Osage City calls another timeout. This now the longest drive of the game by a lot for Nemaha Central. That was the 12th play of the possession. And with 2:07 to play, this drive has already taken 6 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. Big moments coming up here in what has been a defensive battle. But just because there haven't been many scoring plays does not mean we have not had plenty of action tonight. Osage City and Nemaha Central both giving it everything they've got.
By the way, another score, Linden, who handed Osage City their only loss this season. A little more than 2 minutes left in the game. They lead the defending 1A state champion Centralia 26-14.
Great game in Class 1A tonight. Just like we have had a great game in 2A. And again, 2:07 left to go. Nemaha Central with the ball leading 7-0. The Thunder scored all the way back on their 2nd possession of the game. There have been no scores since that moment. And now 3rd down and a long 2 to go for the Thunder. Ball on the far left hash. Thunder moving from left to right. Big moment for the Osage City defense. Quarterback keeper, Kramer, bounces to the right side, lunging for the line to gain. It will depend on the spot, but at first glance, it looks like enough for Kramer and the Thunder. He is up to the 39-yard line. That's the spot from the near side field judge, and we will have a measurement. And again, Greg, you want to talk about a game of inches, 1:56 to play. maybe in the season for Osage City, but at first glance from our press box view, it looks like the gain and the spot is just enough for the Thunder.
Well, let's see what they're able to do. This is the game right here.
Osage City already having burned multiple timeouts on this drive. They stretch the chains out. Oh my goodness.
Woo, boy.
Greg, I think the distance from the base of my palm to the end of my index finger is longer than the distance on this play for fourth down. What an unbelievable moment. And it's effectively a gain of 2 yards on 3rd and 2. But you're talking about fractions and decimals in terms of yardage on this play. Which actually, Greg, might work against Nemaha. Like the effort all the way to the very end, but that feels like a bit of a frustration penalty against the Osage City defensive line.
Yeah, it is. It is. Trying to see if they can do anything, and they piled on late, and that includes hitting Kramer while he was down. You don't want it to end this way, but I think that is just frustration that they couldn't stop them. And boy, Brennan, this game is going to be about opportunities.
It's been a phenomenal game.
It has been.
And Greg, you're completely right. Missed scoring opportunities. Nemaha Central has had plenty of chances to extend this lead. Osage City has had their chances as well. And now with the clock continuing to wind after the penalty, it's down under 50 seconds, and now the Thunder only have to snap it one time, and this game will come to an end. Kramer under center. Waits for the clock to tick down. He'll kneel it out. with 41 seconds on the clock. But the two teams know the end result here. Osage City will end the year at 9-2 overall, tying a program best, reaching the sectional round of the playoffs for just the second time ever. They did it under Coach Andrew Gantenbein back in the 2017 season, whereas Nemaha Central improves to 8-2 and has another chance next week to play for a trip to the state championship game where they have been so many times under head coach Warren Seitz. We're down to 5 seconds, down to 4. The clock continues to wind. The officials will not make Nemaha Central snap it one more time, and this ball game has come to a close. Your final score from Osage City tonight: the Nemaha Central Thunder 7, the Osage City Indians 0 in the 2A sectional round of the playoffs. And that means that with this 7-0 defeat, Nemaha Central is on to the state semifinals and the sub-state round next week. And Greg, what a matchup that will be, taking on the undefeated Rossville Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. This was an absolute war tonight. It was who can outlast who can find the opportunities, and the one score in this entire game tonight was off of a turnover. And, turnovers, points off turnovers usually win you football games. And indeed, 7-0. That proves to be the winner, points off of an interception.
And undeniably, both these head coaches, filled with pride of their teams tonight, they truly left it all out on the field, as Greg alluded to. If you're Coach Warren Seitz of Nemaha Central, you're thrilled. You've got another chance in the state semifinals coming up next week against Rossville. And if you're head coach Andrew Gantenbein of Osage City, you have to be thrilled with the season your team put together. First ever home sectional game. They come up just one score short, 7-0 against Nemaha Central tonight. With that, we will take a timeout. On the other side of this break, we'll get you a scoring recap. That'll be brief, but we'll get you a drive recap and big moments from this game as well. Greg will have stats from tonight's contest, and we'll look at the playoff picture after this. What a night throughout the state of Kansas in the high school football playoffs this evening. That is all coming up in our post-game show next. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Charlie's management team is currently a team of one.
Yeah, I got a meeting, but you keep up the good work. Can you fix that display for me? Did Steve show up today?
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed.